All right, we're gonna finish reading Daniel chapter 9. All right, Daniel chapter 9. Uh we're gonna read actually chapter 9, verse 20. 70-week prophecy, one of the most controversial chapters in the Bible. 70-week prophecy. All right. That's actually that's what do you call it? That's a prophecy, meaning to happen in the future, or most of it has already happened. All right. So I'm gonna start at the 2 minute mark. How's it going? Thank you for being on. God bless y'all first and foremost. I'm just gonna pray real quick before I get started. I'm just gonna be in prayer, and we'll see what happens here. All right. I haven't read this in a while, but I'm like, you know what? I should study it for a little bit, but you know what? Let's just go ahead and go through it. All right. I do have my other source in case I gotta look stuff up, but let's just give it a shot. I'm just gonna pray real quick. Dear Lord in heaven, thank you for everything. Please bless us, dear Lord. Be with us. Guide us forward in your name, dear Lord. And just keep prospering and just giving us blessings, dear Lord. And just be here with us. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. All right. Amen. All right. Let's see here. I'm just going to go through it real quick, real fast, and then I'm going to read through it. All right. How's it going? Thank you for being on Late for Life 2013. How's it going? May the Lord bless you, man. May the Lord bless you. Yeah, always pray for blessings, man. And you never know what the blessings are. You just kind of pray for them, and man. All right. 70. I'm going to start in about. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you very much. I finally got back on live. It's been a while. But here I am. I'm just going to read for a little bit and see what happens. All right. God bless you. This is actually one of the hardest parts in the Bible. Daniel chapter 9, verse 20. It's the 70-week prophecy. This is one of the tougher ones. All right. Leo, how's it going, man? Good to see you. All right. How's everything? Nice, man. Nice to see you. Finally got my live to start working again. Had a technical difficulty. Man, it took like literally my whole weekend last weekend trying to figure out what the problem was. All right. I'm gonna read Daniel chapter 20, one of the harder parts. This is tough, and I have not read it uh in a while, but I'm like, you know what, let's just go for it. I read chapter 9 earlier. Daniel chapter 9 is a prayer. All right. It's a really nice prayer. Notice Daniel chapter 9, how to pray. For one, you gotta pray, he says we a lot, meaning not just me, like we have sinned, not just I have sinned, meaning his nation, the people of Israel, we have sinned. Please forgive us. We have done wickedly and rebelled. He's acknowledging that, hey, my people have rebelled. They have been, uh, so a lot of times pray for more than one person. Pray for your family. Like, sorry, Lord, we rebelled. My whole family's rebelled. We've turned our backs against you. Please forgive us, dear Lord. It's not Lord, please forgive me. No, it's like, hey, forgive us, forgive everybody, forgive my family, forgive the generations, the iniquity. Pray against your iniquity. Every family has iniquity. The word iniquity is in the Bible so many times. What it means is generational sins, right? Please hit me with that like, please. Now, really appreciate that. Iniquities is like, hey, my father had the same sin. My grandpa had the same. Like we've gone through the same things. Let's say drinking, womanizing, stuff like that. It's like, hey, my dad, my grandpa, my great grandpa, they all did it. So it kind of became normal. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm feeling all right. Thank you very much for asking. Yeah, how's it going? Christopher Lopez, Hispanic. Well, how's it going, man? Thank you for being on. Please hit that like. That'll really appreciate that. Thank you very much, man. Where y'all coming from? I am in Houston, Texas. I am in Houston, Texas, close to Galveston, Texas, in the middle. Yeah. Hey, man, something interesting lately. I actually went to a Christian concert lately. It's pretty cool. First one, actually. Honestly, I didn't think I was gonna be really into it, but yeah. Jonil Rivera, how's it going? Thank you for being on. All right. Thank you very much. Please hit with that like. How's your day? My day has been pretty good. Actually, enjoying my day off. Had a tough week at work. Just, man, pushing and grinding. And I couldn't wait to the weekend. So here I am, spend time with my wife and kids and just chill. Try not to think about work and then read God's word out on live. You know what I mean? That's kind of how my day goes. It's kind of how my weekend goes. Hey, find time for the Lord. Remove any comments. You can time out. I don't really get too many hate comments. I think I got some last time. Yeah, how's your day going, by the way? Hey, God bless you. All right, blessings to everyone. All right, blessings to everyone for sure, man, for sure. It's a Saturday evening over here. It's 8 p.m., 8:25 p.m. Yeah, man. Thank you very much for being on. I really appreciate y'all time. Please hit me with that like. Yeah. All right. This is a tough verse. Chapter Daniel chapter 9 verse 20. This is very tough. This is one of those that still kind of get misinterpreted and it's still like, do you go to the full gospel church? Believe in the gifts? Do I believe in the gifts? Yes, I believe in the gifts. But I believe that also that some people have overdone it. It's like, hey, I am the ministry of healing. I heal. It's like, hey, man, if you it's really is the Lord Jesus Christ that heals. All right, I can pray for healing all day, but at the end of the day, the person who has the say so in healing is Jesus Christ. All right, Jesus Christ. Like, hey, yeah, pray for healing. So always pray for healing. Always pray for healing. Always pray for blessings. All right. But I'm not going to say, hey, I'm a specialty in healing, meaning when I pray, I heal and give me this amount of money and I will heal you. Like, I'm not going to say that because, hey, that's up to Jesus Christ. All right. Let me see. Believe in the gifts, uh, powers in the tongue. Yes, I believe in that. Uh, the Holy Spirit, of course. But I do think a lot of times, uh, I think a lot of times people overdo it for financial reasons. Pay me X amount for this, pay me X amount for that. And that's just like, hey, that's just business, man. Like that's not, that's not Christianity. That's just, and people get a sour taste from that. All right. Cause if I paid you this amount of money for healing and it doesn't happen, it's like, like what happened? If you pay a doctor for healing and it doesn't heal, you got some questions, so hey, so I'm not gonna take money. I will pray for healing, but I'm not gonna take money. You know what I mean? That's not. I can't guarantee anything. Jesus Christ is the one that heals you, and anybody can pray for healing. Hey, I'll pray for healing. Hey, please, Lord, heal this person. Heal them sickness. Anything, heartaches, anything. All right. It's like Amen. Like all right. Believe in it. Believe that you can be healed. Believe in it. Also, what gave me a strong viewpoint on this is my wife is actually visually impaired. All right, her eyesight has steadily been going away. She don't drive, none of that. And man, we have prayer for healing so much. And you know what? It's all good. It's all good. You know, no bitterness, nothing. Hey, we still believe in Christ. We still go to church. We still do it. And you know what? We do it because we love the Lord, not because I want something from like I need something from the Lord. Lord, please give my wife healing, or else I'm gonna stop going, or else this and that. No, it's like, hey, Lord, please. I would love for my wife to have vision. That would be outstanding. All right, but I run all the errands. It'll help me out a lot. But hey, the Lord's the Lord, and we worship Him no matter what. All right, we just be thankful for what we have, and that's it. So yeah. All right. Anybody else have a question, comment? Thank you very much for asking the question. I really appreciate that. Yeah. God bless you. It's been good. Glad to see you. Thank you very much, man. God bless you. All right. I'm gonna read Daniel chapter 9, verse 20. This is a tough one. All day, exactly. Thank you very much. God bless you. Jesus loves you all day as well. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Daniel here is talking. Man, Daniel is super anointed. Daniel is extremely anointed. All right. This is one of those people you want to read. This is one of the prophets you want to read about. The way he prays, the way he talks to God, the way God talks to him. And it's not like a physical. In the Old Testament, like older, like God's literally speaking to people. God is speaking to Daniel through dreams, through visions, literally. All right. Moses talked to God physically, literally, like looked up and a voice came to him. Like, all right. Daniel here, he's talking in the spirit. He's like, all right. So here we go. Daniel chapter 9, verse 20. Now, while I was speaking, praying, and confessing my sin, that's what he's doing. He's confessing his sin and the sin of my people Israel. Daniel's like, hey, remember, I'm praying for us, not just me. I'm praying for all of us. Forgive us for our sin. Forgive all of us for our sin. Sin of my people Israel, and presenting my supplication before the Lord my God for the holy mountain of my God. Yes, while I was speaking in prayer, the man Gabriel, whom I had seen in the vision at the beginning, being caused to fly swiftly, reached me about the time of the evening offering. Hey, he sees an angel, Angel Gabriel. All right, a lot of people, man, a lot of people talk about him, the angel Gabriel. I believe this is actually the same angel that told, uh, what do you call it, Mary, about her having Jesus Christ, or about her having being pregnant through the Spirit. All right, here we go. Whom I've seen in vision. Here we go. And he informed me. So he's talking to an angel here. He informed me and talked with me and said, "Oh, Daniel, I have now come forth to give you skill to understand. At the beginning of your supplication, the command went out." This is huge. This is very, very important about prayer. Remember, Daniel prays a lot. So the angels tell him, at the beginning of your supplication, the command went out. And I have come to tell you, for you are greatly beloved. Therefore, consider the matter and understanding the vision. 70 weeks are determined for your people and for your holy city, to finish the transgressions, to make an end of sins, to make reconciliation for iniquity. Hey, all sin is about to be forgiven in 70 weeks. All right. Now, this is actually means 70 times 7. Hey, 70 weeks of 7. 70 weeks of 7. All right. Years. So 70 weeks, hey, 70 years times 7. All right. So you're going to get 490 years. Hey, 490 years from now, all sins are going to be forgiven. hmm So it's like, all right, to finish the transgressions made to an end of sins, to make reconciliation for iniquity, to bring an everlasting righteousness. So there's going to be an everlasting righteousness forever, to seal up vision and prophecy, and to anoint the most holy. Know, therefore, and understand that from the going forth of the command to restore and build Jerusalem. So actually, it's going to be 490 years from the very beginning when the command to restore and build Jerusalem is. All right. So, hey, whenever you hear that the temple is going to be built, whenever the command is given, that is when the 490 years is going to start. It says, for what's going to happen? Until Messiah, the Prince, there shall be 7 weeks and 62 weeks. All right, 62 weeks. So that's 7 weeks and 62 weeks, 69 weeks, 69 times 7. So after the command is given, you have 69 times 7. Let me see here. There's a lot of math. All right. In the Bible, there's a lot of math. All right. So here we go. 69 times 7, 483 years. All right. So we're going to wait for one last set of 7 years, which is actually, spoiler alert, it's actually delayed as of right now. It's delayed. All right. Meaning we are in that 69th week. This is huge. This is one of the biggest parts in the Bible. People say, no, we already passed this. And some people say, no, we're in the 69th week. we're waiting for the 70th week, all right, to fulfill the prophecy. That's how far in the Bible we're. We're in the 69th out of the 70th week. All right. It says here, and after 62 weeks, the Messiah shall be cut off, but not for himself. So after the 62 weeks, all right, 62 weeks, Messiah shall be cut off, but not for himself. And the people of the prince who is to come shall destroy the city and sanctuary. The end of shall be with a flood until the end of the war. Desolation are determined. Then he shall confirm a covenant with many for 1 week. Talking about the Antichrist for 1 week. That's 7 years. All right, there's going to be a covenant with the Antichrist for 7 years. It's going to be bad. But in the middle of the week, he shall bring an end to sacrifice and offering. And on the wing of abomination shall be one who desolates, even until the consummation, which is determined. So in the last week, Antichrist. In the middle of the last week, the abomination shall be the one who makes desolate, even until the consumption is determined, is poured out onto the desolate. He shall bring an end to sacrifice and offering. On the wing of abomination shall be one who makes desolate. All right. Shall confirm a covenant with many for 1 week. Okay. That's the Antichrist. That's 7 years. He's going to make a 7 year decree. Okay. But in the middle of the week, 3.5 years, he shall bring an end to sacrifice and offerings. And on the wing of abomination shall be one who makes desolate. So this is actually going parallel with the book of Revelation. So if you read the book of Daniel, you have to read the book of Revelation. All right. They go hand to hand. All right. Here we go. Tournament is poured out. Here we go. In the third year, and then it cuts off and goes into, hey, back to history. In the third year of Cyrus, the king of Persia. But anyways, Daniel chapter 9 is a high, man. A lot of people don't agree with it. They're like, no, we're in the 70th week, and some people say no, we're in the 69th week, and we're halfway there. All right. What do I believe? I believe we are not in the 70th week because the Antichrist has not came yet. All right. It says here the last, the final week is going to start when Antichrist hits the scene. And then halfway through that, the abomination is going to happen when he stands in the temple. All right. So the temple has to be rebuilt. There has to be like a proclamation. There has to be like a covenant. And then halfway through that, hey, he's going to turn his back on Israel and an abomination is going to happen. All right. And that's going to be during the 7th week. We are not there yet. We're in the 69th week. All right. So that's a tough read. Some people say no, we already passed that. No. All right. So yeah, so that's Daniel chapter 9. Thank you for being on. God bless you. MOM loves you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Where y'all coming from? Latin are great people. Latin nation, probably. That's probably what it means. Thank you very much for being on, man. God bless y'all. God bless you. Daniel chapter 10. In the third year of Cyrus, king of Persia. Now, Persia, what is Persia? Where is Persia? Persia is modern day Iran, believe it or not. Persia. So, Iran is in the Bible, but it's called Persia. All right. So, here, so far, we've talked about Israel. Daniel says, my people, Israel. And now, in the same page, it says Cyrus, the king of Persia, the king of Iran. Hey, what's going on in the world today is all prophecy, man. It's all prophecy. Israel, Iran, man, they've been combined for so many years. In the third year of Cyrus the king of Persia, might as well say the king of Iran, a message was revealed to Daniel, whose name was called Belshazzar. So another thing to understand here is the third year of Cyrus the king of Persia. Cyrus helped the Israelites. He helped them. The king of Iran helped Israel. All right. And what's the war about today? Iran, Israel. But notice here, the king of Iran helped the Israelites. All right. Persia, a message was revealed to Daniel, whose name was called Belshazzar. The message was true, but the appointed time was long, and understood the message and had understanding of the vision. In those days, I, Daniel, was mourning 3 full weeks. I ate no pleasant food, no meat, no wine, into my mouth, nor did I anoint myself at all till 3 whole weeks are fulfilled. Now, on the 24th day of the first month, January 24th, I guess, and I was by the side of the great river that is the Tigris River. So he's thinking about the Tigris River. Is that true today? Yes. I lifted my eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose waist was girded with gold, and up has his body was like berry, his face like the appearance of lightning, his eyes like torch of fire, his arms and feet like burnished bronze, and the color and sound of the words like the voice of the multitudes. So people say this is either an angel or it's Jesus. All right, a description of Jesus. So there's a debate on this as well. All right, real quick. A certain man clothed in linen, whose waist was girded with gold upshot. That sounds like Jesus. His waist had gold on it. His body was like berry. His face like the appearance of lightning. Okay. His eyes like torches of fire. That's the same description of Jesus in the book of Revelation. Eyes of fire. His arms and feet like burnished bronze in color. Some people use that uh that sentence right there, his arms and feet like burnished bronze, to say like, hey, Jesus was African American, he was black, you know? Cause like, hey, he's bronze. Jesus was bronze. You know, so people they were like, oh, did you know Jesus was, and they use that verse right there. All right, that's a fact. That's a, you know, does it matter what color Jesus was? No. Hey, Jesus was Jewish. That's what we know. And also Jesus is the light. And hey, this is just what he saw. All right, torch of fire, his arms and feet like burnished bronze in color. All right, it's like, hey, he was bronze. Jesus was bronze. That's what it's saying. And the sound of his words like the voice of a multitude. And I, Daniel, alone saw the vision, for the men who were with me did not see the vision, but great terror fell upon them, so that they fled to hide themselves. Okay, that sounds like Jesus. All right, that sounds like God Himself. Why? Because if you are in sin, you're gonna fear God. It's like, oh no. So it's like, yeah, I saw it. Daniel has just been in huge prayer and fasting that he literally saw Jesus and was not afraid of him. Hey, I've been forgiven for my sins, but the people around me, they have not, for they fear Jesus. Like, oh man. All right, so that's what it's saying here. So that they fled it to hide themselves. So if you're in sin, if you have not accepted Jesus Christ, you're gonna fear Jesus. You're gonna fear Christ when He comes. Therefore, I left alone when I saw this great vision, and no strength remained in me, for my vigor was turned to frailty in me, and I retained no strength. So his energy just got wiped out. He saw Jesus, and his energy just got wiped out. Yet I heard the sound of the words, and while I heard the sound of the words, I was in deep sleep on my face, with my face to the ground. Suddenly, a hand touched me, which made me tremble on my knees and on my palms of my hand. And he said to me, O Daniel, man greatly beloved, understand the words that I speak to you, and stand upright, for I have now been sent to you. While he was speaking the words to me, I stood trembling. Then he said to me, do not fear, Daniel. From the first day that you set your heart to understand and to humble yourself before your God, your words were heard, and I have come because of your words. All right, so like, hey, we've been hearing your prayers. We heard your prayers from the very beginning. All right, so this angel, all right, is saying, hey, we've been hearing your prayers this whole time. Let me see here, Sonny. And then it says, but the prince of the kingdom of Persia, the kingdom of Iran, withstood me 21 days, and behold, Michael, one of the chief prince came to help me. So he needed Michael, the angel's help. And he came to help me, for I had been left alone there with the king of Persia. So this angel had trouble with the king of Iran at the time. Like, man, I was in this fight and I needed help from the angel Michael. All right. So that's something to understand. So hey, you pray for something, angels are fighting on your behalf. Angels are fighting. In this case, he was fighting the prince of Iran. All right. This is in the book of Daniel, by the way. So remember, Persia is Iran. So if you want to read about Persia in the Bible, just know like, hey, that is modern day Iran. I had this Middle Eastern person one time tell me, "Hey, so you're fighting for against Persia?" And I was like, "Who's Persia? Like, what is?" I was in high school at the time, so I was just leaving high school. I was joining the military. And they say, "Yeah, Persia. Like, you never." So some people still refer to it as Persia. Like, hey, Persia. You know, the Middle East, Persia. I don't know the culture too well, but apparently they still like. And I was like, Persia? What's Persia? I looked. I didn't know what Persia was, but apparently Persia is Iran. All right, all right. So he says, so yeah, so he had trouble fighting the prince of Iran. Now I have come to make you understand what will happen to your people in the latter days, for the original refers to many days yet to come. So again, we're dealing with Iran and we're dealing with the Israelites again. All right. There's huge history on Iran and Israel. There's since man. We're reading here in the book of Daniel. We're still in the Old Testament, and it's like, hey, I'm currently, we have Iran. Let's say has just conquered Babylon. Right, Persia conquered Babylon. All right, let me. I'm gonna start over real quick. So Israel was there, right? Israel's there. Babylon conquered Israel and took the Israelites to Babylon, and then Iran came to Babylon, took over Babylon. Now, where is Babylon? First off, Babylon is modern day Iraq. All right, Babylon. Look it up. Iraq is Babylon. Saddam Hussein actually tried to redo Babylon. Apparently, Babylon had a lot of gold. All right, Babylon was super rich, like a powerhouse. Apparently, Iraq was too. Apparently, there was so much gold in Iraq, like it was ridiculous. I talked to this veteran one time. I'm a veteran as well, and I talked to him like, "Hey, you were in Iraq. Like how was it? Like, what did you do in Iraq?" Well, I got to go to Saddam Hussein's office, and he had a golden toilet. I'm like, golden toilet. He had a golden restroom, and like his restroom was made of gold. I was like, I couldn't even imagine. Like, yeah, I got to see that, and I was like, really? Yeah, like he had a golden toilet. I would never imagine having a golden toilet. Like, what does that even look like? I need to Google that, but that's what he told me. He said that's what he saw. It was a combat veteran, dude. He worked at Kroger's. Yeah, and I was like, man, I was trying to share experiences with him, and I couldn't even top that. I was just like, whoa. I forgot to even speak after that because I was mind blown. So we're dealing here in the Bible. We're dealing with right now in the book of Daniel, chapter 9 and 10. We're dealing with Babylon, modern day Iraq, Persia, modern day Iran, and Israel. The Israelites have been taken out of Israel, brought to Babylon. Like, hey, you work for us now. Daniel, he's an Israelite. He's praying for the sins of his people, the Israelites. Please forgive us for our sins. And then Persia, Iran conquers Babylon, so conquers Iraq. And then so now he's under the authority of Iran. All right, but that's how it happened. Also, another fun fact: Alexander the Great, Greece conquered Babylon as well. All right, he conquered everything actually. Greece, he conquered everything. Greece is also in the Bible a lot, but yeah. So know that Alexander the Great conquered Babylon, modern day Iraq. It was one of the biggest things to conquer because it was rich. Babylon was rich, but it was also full of sin. All right, especially sexual immorality. It was full of it. Right? And then God says, "Hey, that place is gonna be down to dirt. He's gonna completely." And that's kind of hard to believe. It's like, what? The richest country in the world, the most powerful country in the world, is gonna be dirt one day. You look up Babylon today, and it's literally in ruins. Like it's in Iraq, outside of Iraq, in ruins. All right. So here we go. Sorry about that. One little history lesson. So Babylon, modern day Iraq, conquered by Alexander the Great, later conquered by oh man, I'm losing my place here. Alexander the Great. Then it was forgot who Nebuchadnezzar was from, but then Persia, which is Iran. All right, so Iran currently has Babylon at this moment. All right, here we go. Ancestry. Where did I? All right. Also, in the first year of Darius the Mede, I even stood up to confirm the strength in him, and now I will tell you the truth. Behold, three more kings will rise. So now you're talking about prophecy. It's like, hey, we're currently in Persia. Persia is right now is has control of Babylon, but he's saying three more kings will arise. There will be three more kings after this, and Persia and Iran, and the fourth shall be far richer than them all. By his strength, through his riches, he shall stir up all against the realm of Greece. It's talking about Greece. Then a mighty king shall rise, who shall rule with great dominion and do according to his will. And when he was rising, his kingdom shall be broken up and divided towards the four winds of heaven. Okay, hold on. Let me see here. Okay, so Alexander the Great is after Persia, after Iran. Okay, my bad. So Alexander the Great conquered Persia while conquered Babylon while Persia was occupying it. That's right. All right, that's history. All right. That's you can literally look that up. So Iran was has Babylon. Like, hey, we have control of Babylon, the richest city ever, right? The most powerful nation ever. Alexander the Great conquers that while the Persians, the Iranians were in control of it. So if you look it up, Alexander the Great conquers Babylon. He knocked out the Iranians, Iran, Persia. So it says here, uh, the fourth shall be richer than them all. By his strength, through his riches, he shall stir up all against the realm of Greece. Against the realm of Greece. So who's going to take out Greece? So we're going to talk about a nation, a powerhouse who's going to take Greece out. Who's going to take Greece out? Then a mighty king shall arise, who shall rule with great dominion and do according to his will. And when he has arisen, his kingdom shall be broken up and divided towards the four winds of heaven, but not among the posterity, nor according to his dominion in which he ruled, for his kingdom shall be uprooted, even for others beside these. Also, the king of the south shall become strong, as well as one of his prince, and he shall gain power over him and have dominion. His dominion shall be a great dominion. And at the end of some years, they shall join forces. For the daughter of the king of the south shall go to the king of the north to make an agreement, but he shall not retain power or the authority, and neither nor I forgot who that's talking about. All right, I'll just be honest. I forgot. I remember I got confused on that part. The king of the north and the king of the south. But he shall be given up those who brought her, and with him he begot her with him who strained her in those times. But from a branch of her roots one shall rise in his place, who shall come with an army, enter the fortress of the king of the north, and deal with them to prevail. And he shall also carry their God captive to Egypt with their prince and their precious um, articles of silver and gold, and he shall continue more years than the king of the north. Also, the king of the north shall come to the kingdom of the south. I'm gonna have to look that up real quick. Who is the king of the? Man, I forgot who that was talking about. That's the kingdom of the. All right, who's the kingdom? I completely forgot. Kingdom of the south in Daniel. All right, let's see here. All right, kingdom of the south is. How's it going? Thank you for being on. God bless y'all. By the way, God bless y'all. Please hit me with that like. I really appreciate it. All right. I have not studied this. I'm studying with y'all. You know what I mean? Like, I was gonna study this ahead of time, but I was like, you know what? Let's just go live and we'll figure it out as we go. We'll study together. We'll just, you know, see how it goes. So I completely forgot who the Kingdom of the South is, and my internet here is being slow. It's been slow all day. AT&T has been slow all day. Don't know why. That's weird. All right, so let's just go. Also, the king of the south shall become a strong, and as well as one of his prince shall gain power over him. Okay, but from a branch, and he shall also carry the gods captive, lowercase gods, captive to Egypt with their prince and their precious articles of silver, gold, and he shall continue more years than the king of the north. Also, the king of the north shall come to the kingdom of the king of the south, but shall return to his own land. However, his son shall stir up strife and assemble multitudes of great forces. One shall certain. I want to say that's talking about north and south of Israel. And the king of the south shall be moved with rage and go out and fight with him with the king of the north, who shall muster a great multitude, but multitude shall be given into the hand of the enemy. When he has taken away the multitude, his heart will be lifted up, and he will cast down tens of thousands, but he will not prevail. For the king of the north will return and muster multitudes greater than former, shall certainly come to an end. Let's see, the king of the south refers to the dynasty of Egypt, which ruled south of Israel after Alexander the Great was divided. The king of the south, specialized Daniel, is all right. So that's gonna be Egypt. The king of the south is gonna be Egypt. The king of the south, especially in Daniel, battles with northern. Okay, uh, Ptolemy Soter, 323 to 285 BC. One of Alexander's generals. So all right, so don't. All right, so there is history here. All right, Alexander the Great is part of this. All right, king of Greece. All right, so now it's talking. The king of the south is talking about Egypt. His name is Ptolemy Soter, 323 to 285 BC. One of Alexander's generals who took control of Egypt. So I guess Alexander left him there to take control of Egypt, and that's what it's talking about. All right. So he's gonna be fighting the king of the north. So I'm gonna look at who is the king of the north. All right. So this is after Alexander the Great. Kingdom of the North is let's say kingdom. Who is the kingdom of the North? Book see of Daniel. Sorry about that. How's it going? Thank you for being on. God bless y'all, man. Of Daniel. All right. Let me see here. Book of Daniel, King of the North. Story represents the Suicide Empire. This is the dynasty ruling over Syria, Mesopotamia, north of Israel. This is the king of the south. So let me see. The Seleucid Empire. I'm not sure who that is. Hellenic dynasty ruling over Syria and Mesopotamia. So they had control of Syria and Mesopotamia, and they were fighting against Egypt pretty much. King of the north, king of the south. They were fighting once. It was his dynasty founded. This is after okay, after Alexander the Great empire was divided. All right, so Alexander the Great, when he passed away, his empire was divided, right? So you have the king of the north, south, and they fought each other. The south was Alexander the Great's person that went to Egypt, and the north was the one that was in control of Syria. Syria is in the Bible is called Damascus. Damascus is Syria, which is in the New Testament. That is where Paul had his encounter with Jesus. Right? Damascus is Syria. So it's very important to know what country was called what in the Bible. Because I remember when I first started reading the Bible, I'm like, I don't Persia, Babylon, I don't know who that is, and I don't see it on the map. It's like no, Persia is uh Iran, Babylon is Iraq, and then Syria is Damascus. All right, it's in Syria, and Egypt is Egypt. Egypt never changed. Like, hey, Egypt is in the Bible from the book of Exodus, the second book in the Bible, where Moses takes his people out of Egypt. All right, so Egypt is very ancient. I actually went to a science museum not too long ago. They had a Egyptian thing, like, they worked Egypt, and but I'm like, hey, the kingdom of Israel's been there longer than Egypt since the beginning of time. Like, hey, how about a museum for Israel? And it's crazy because today a lot of people are hating Israelites. They're hating Israel, but that's prophecy. People are going to turn their backs against Israel. That is part of prophecy. Um, man, to get rid of Israel, is to go against God. Like World War II, they completely try to exterminate, God's people, the Jewish people, right? Whose blood was from Israel, who still they do the tradition of the circumcision, all right? The covenant of the circumcision. It's like, hey, like, no, we're gonna get rid of all of them. We're gonna get rid of all of them. They've been trying to get rid of the Jews forever. There's so much. That's why it's called anti-Semitic Semitism, where people they hate Jewish people. They hate that's the blood of Israel. All right, it's like no, like they're the enemy, this and that. But it's prophecy that people will hate on them. People will, and it's been going on for generations. Right, the history of Israel has been going on for generations. The history of and here in the Bible, like we just see it over and over. God dealing with His own people. Egypt dealt with the Israelites. They enslaved them, and God said, "Hey, Moses, go and take my people out of Egypt." Egypt was like, "No, no, that's our workforce. That's like 90% of our workforce. We're not gonna let you just take our workforce." The Hebrews, right? Israelites, future Israelites. But what happened? Jesus, God parted the Red Sea, and they left Egypt. All right. Hey, Israel and Egypt go way back. In the museum, we just see Egypt. It's like, hey, King so and so, King that, the pyramids. But Israel has been there forever. Alana, please stop. All right. So this is huge, man. This is huge history. Now we're seeing the Israelites taken out of Israel at this moment. So here's Israel. The Israelites have been wiped out of Israel. They're over here in Iran. Hey, we're gonna keep y'all. We're gonna enslave y'all over here in We're gonna be held captive in Iran. So here's the Israelites. They're held captive in Iran, and that's where Daniel is. Daniel's actually in the king's palace, right, praying, worshiping in Iran. But he's like, man, I would love to go back to my country, Israel. All right, but God says, hey, I will take you out of, but I will bring you back. God takes His people out of Israel many times and brings them back. They were there in Book of Genesis. God took them out. Hey, go to Egypt. The Book of Genesis ends with Joseph taking his family from Israel to Egypt. But then, hey, it's time to go back to Israel, and it's like, no, they never go back. They stay there until eventually, hey, we just put them to work. All right, so that happens a lot. There's a lot of history. Israel, Iran, Egypt. All right, so here we go. Let's go. Let's go. For the king of the north will return and muster a multitude greater than the former. All right. So Syria is gonna he's gonna come after Egypt some years with a great army, much equipment. Now in those times, many shall rise up against the king of the south, against Egypt. Also, violent men of your people shall exalt themselves in the fulfillment of the vision, but they shall fall. So the king of the north shall come and build a siege mound and take fortified city, and forces of the south shall not withstand him. Even his choice troops shall have no strength to resist. But he who commits against him shall do according to his own will, and no one shall stand against. All right. How's it going? Thank you for being on. Please hit with the like. God bless. He shall stand in the glorious land with destruction. All right. He shall also set his face to enter with the strength of his whole kingdom and upright ones. So it looks like the king of the north wins here, which is Syria. And he shall give him the daughters of women to destroy it, but he shall not stand with them or be for him. After this, he shall turn his face to the coastland and shall take many. But a ruler shall bring the reproach against them to an end. With the reproach removed, he shall turn back on him. Then he shall turn his face forward the fortress of his own land, but he shall stumble and fall and not be found. There shall rise in his place one who imposes taxes on the glorious kingdom, but within a few days he shall be destroyed, but not in anger or in battle. And in this place shall rise a vile person whom they will not give the honor of royalty, but he shall come. Man, this is talking about a bunch of kings. Like, hey, this is gonna happen, then this kingdom's gonna happen, and it's for us to break it down through history. So all this has already happened. It's for us to, like, hey, what part of history did this happen in? So we have, man, this is long. We have Alexander the Great, Greece. We have Iran, and then we have Egypt fighting Syria, and then we have a horrible person comes in here, and this place shall rise a vile person whom they will not give the honor of royalties, but he shall come peacefully and seize the kingdom by intrigue. With the force of a flood, they shall be swept away before him and broken, and also prince of the covenant. And after the league is made with him, he shall act deceitful, for he shall come up and become strong with a small number of people. So this person gonna be very deceitful. So people are saying this is either the Antichrist or this has already happened through what's his name? Antagony, Epiphany, I believe. He shall enter peacefully. Let me see if I can look it up. Uh, Antioch Epiphany. All right, Epiphanies. 164 before Christ. So 164 years before Christ was king of the empire, the king of Seleucid. Okay, which is let's see, from until the death during the Antioch reign included near conquer of Egypt. Okay, so he's part of Syria and he's conquering Egypt. That is Antioch Epiphanes, who was very evil. He was a very evil person. All right. Let me see. Antioch. Man, that was huge. So that's history. All right. That's Bible history. It's here. It's for us to break it down what already happened and what hasn't happened yet. So the book of Daniel, that's what I'm saying. The book of Daniel is pretty tough because there's a lot of stuff that already happened in history, but it's so far back that we got to look it up. You got to look up Alexander the Great. What did he do? Antioch Epiphanes. Who's the king of the north? Who's the king of the south? What happened? And then we had to find out where are we today. So this is prophesizing all that before it even happened. And our age today, it's already happened. All right. Uh so his heart shall be moved against the holy covenant, so he shall do damage and return to his own land. At the appointed time he shall return and go toward the south. But he shall not be like the former of the latter, for ships from Cyprus shall come against him. Therefore he shall grieve and return in rage against the holy covenant and do damage. So he shall return and show regard to those who forsake the holy covenant. The forces shall be mustered by him, and they shall defile the sanctuary fortress. Then they shall take away the daily sacrifices and place other abominations of desolation, which is something that he did. He actually sacrificed a pig, which is a no in Jewish history. Hey, they don't even eat pork. And he brings a pork into the altar and sacrifices it, which is an abomination towards God. It's like a it's like a slap in the face. Oh my lord. That is huge. The abomination. Those who do wickedly against the covenant, he shall corrupt with flattery, but the people who know their God shall be strong and carry great exploits. So this actually gets confused for two different things. People say this is the Antichrist, this is in the future, but people say no, this is in the past. This is Antioch Epiphanes, who was an evil person. So it's like, who's more evil, the Antichrist or Antioch Epiphanes? But people say Antioch Epiphanes was pretty evil, but it said the Antichrist is gonna be even more evil. So those who do wickedly against, so people say this already happened. All right, this has already happened, and those are the people who understand shall instruct many, or for many days shall fall by the sword and flame, by captivity and plundering. Now when they fall, they shall be aided with little help, but many shall join with them in intrigue. So what do I believe? I believe this has already happened. Antioch Epiphanes. You look up his history; he was pretty evil. He did but it's very parallel to the Antichrist because he's gonna do a blasphemy. He's gonna do a uh what do you call it? He's gonna do an abomination of desolation, which is to disrespect God and his own place, which Antioch Epiphanes does do that. The Antichrist will do that as well. So there's a lot of parallels between Antioch Epiphanes and the Antichrist in the future. So it's a matter of who are we talking about here? Are we talking about Antioch or are we talking about the Antichrist? I believe we are talking about Antioch, which is in the past. This is not the future. So that's why I'm saying the book of Daniel is pretty tough to read because you got to determine, did this already happen or did it not happen? All right. So far we talked about the kingdoms that are to come, which is Greece, even to Rome, which the Roman Empire, Jesus' time. And then we have but before that we have Egypt fighting Syria. Uh, looks like Syria wins. All right, and it just becomes very evil, and yeah, and those are the people who understand shall instruct many. Now, when they fail, they shall be aided with little help, but many shall join with them, be intrigued. And some of those understanding shall fall to refine them, purify them, and make them white until the time of the end, because it is still of the appointed time. Then the king shall do according to his own will. He shall exalt, magnify himself above every god. Oh my. So Antiochus Epiphanes is going to speak that he is above God. Complete blasphemy. All right. Against the God of gods, and shall prosper to the wrath has been accomplished, for what has been determined shall be done. It's a very evil person here. This is super evil. It's extremely evil to say you're above God. Extremely evil to speak blasphemies. He shall regard neither the God of the fathers, nor the desire of women, nor regard any God, for he shall exalt himself above them all. He's going to declare that he is above God, but in their place he shall honor a God of fortress, and a God which his fathers did not know, he shall honor with gold and silver and precious stones and pleasant things. He's going to honor his God with money, all right, gold, silver, and precious stones, valuables. Thus he shall act against the strongest fortress with foreign God, which he shall acknowledge and advance his glory, and he shall cause them to rule over many and divide the land for gain. Completely do evil to the temple, to God's people, to God's home, the temple. At the time of the end of the king of the south shall attack him, and the king of the north shall come against him like whirlwind, with chariots, horse, and with many ships, and he shall enter the countries, overwhelm them, and pass through. So the king of the south is going to come back and attack him, Antiochus Epiphanes, and the north, Antioch, is going to come back at him stronger than ever. He shall also enter glorious land, and many countries shall be overthrown, but these shall escape from his hand. Edom, Moab, and prominent people of Ammon. He shall stretch out his hand against the countries and land of Egypt, and shall not escape. He shall have power over the treasures, gold and silver, and over all the precious things of Egypt. Also the Libyans, the Ethiopians shall follow at his heels. But news from the east and the north shall trouble him. Therefore he shall go out with a great fury and destroy and annihilate many. Very evil, not giving up his power, just taking over everything. It says here, even Libanese, Libya, Ethiopia, Egypt, he's just taking everything. And he shall plant the tents of his palace between the seas and the glorious holy mountains, yet shall come to the end, and no one will help him. All right, so he's going to conquer all that, and no one's going to help. Chapter 12. At that time, Michael shall stand up, great prince, who stands watch over the sons of your people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that time. So that's why people say, like, okay, so are we talking about the Antichrist, or are we talking about Antioch Epiphanes? Which evil are we talking about here? This is huge. Because it says here, there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that time. A huge trouble. And that time your people shall be delivered. Everyone who is found written in the book, and many of those who sleep on the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, some to shame and everlasting contempt. Those who are wise shall shine like the brightness of the firmament, and those who turn many to righteousness like the stars forever and ever. But you, Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book until the time of the end. Many shall run and fro, and knowledge shall and cease. Then I, Daniel, looked. So Daniel prayed. All right. Daniel did a huge prayer for his people, Israel. And he just prayed and, repented. And the angel comes and gives him wisdom. Hey, Daniel, all right, you prayed. Um, this is what's gonna happen. All right, this is the prophecy. This is what's gonna happen. This kingdom's gonna take over this kingdom. Then this kingdom's gonna fight the north. The south are gonna fight. This is gonna happen. This is gonna happen, and it's gonna be very evil times. And that's it. And then at the end it says, "Shut up the words and seal the book until the time of the end. Many shall run, and knowledge shall be in cease." So Daniel just saw all this. So what is his reaction? How they just told they just told Daniel all this. All right, that he asked for it, and they just told him this is what's gonna happen. Then I, Daniel, looked, and there stood two other ones on the river bank, and the other on the river bank. And one said to the man clothed in linen, who was above the water of the river, "How long shall fulfillment of these wonders be? How long is it gonna take?" Then I heard the man clothed in linen, who was above the water of the river. Then he held up the right hand and his left hand and to heaven, and swore by him who lives forever, that it shall be for a time, times and half a time. Then the power of the holy people has been completely shattered. All these things shall be finished. 3.5 years. All right. He's saying 3.5 years. So the last 7 years of the 16 of the 70 weeks of Daniel, hey, time and a half. It says here, who the one it says here, when he held up his right hand and his left hand to heaven, and swore by him who lives forever, Jesus Christ, who lives forever, all right, that it shall be for a time, times, and half a times, which is 3.5 years. Times, and time and a half. One, two, 3.5. All right. When the power of the holy people has been completely shattered, all these things shall be finished. All right. Although I heard, I did not understand. Then I said, "My Lord, what shall by the end of these things?" Like, what do you mean by all this? And he said, "Go your way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed to the time of the end. Many shall be purified, made." So it's like, hey, you kind of don't need to know this. Yeah, it's gonna be sealed to the time of the end. Now, if you want to know what's in that seal, it's gonna be in the book of Revelation. You have to read the book of Revelation where the seals are open. Like, all right, you want to know what's gonna happen in the future? Let me tell you what's gonna happen in the future. This, and this. So Daniel has just learned prophecy here. It's like, whoa, this is gonna happen. Hmm. Understand? But he shall wise shall understand. The former time that daily sacrifice is taken away. He says, and from the time that the daily sacrifice is taken away and the abomination of desolation is set up, there shall be 1,290 days. Blessed is he who awaits and comes to the 1,335 days. But you go your way to the end, for you shall rest and will rise to your inheritance at the end of the days. Man, that is huge, man. That is huge. And that's the end of Book of Daniel. That's so much information. That is a lot. That's so much information. All right. That's so much prophecy. Imagine somebody told you what's going to happen. Hey, with all this war stuff going on, what's going to happen? All right. So this is going to happen. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. How are you going to feel? Like, whoa, that's a lot of information. That's why, hey, God knows everything, man. God knows everything. I don't think we could handle if we knew what was gonna happen. I really don't think we could handle it. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. Thank you very much for being on. God bless. If you're still on here, please leave a like, comment. If you have any questions, I will be on here for another minute or two. Unless you got a question, comment, anything. Hey man. That's a tough read, man. All right. Something you might want to look up is Antioch Epiphanes. Man, Antioch. Man, that is huge. All right, that's a huge one. Antioch Epiphanes. Epiphanes. I'm gonna read about Antioch. Antioch Epiphanes was king of Seleucid Empire. Okay, that 164 BC. Let me see. I'm trying to get it to load. All right, until his death. All right, notable events during Antioch reign: his conquest of Egypt, persecution of the Jews of Judea, Samaritans, rebellion of the Jewish Maccabee. All right, so he attacked the Jewish as well. The son of King Antioch the Great. True, there should have been excluded son. Huh?